Welcome to Midas Minds, and today we'll discuss the richest men to ever live.
Throughout history, there have been countless wealthy individuals, but these men have stood out as some of the wealthiest of all time. We'll explore their lives and their fortunes and what made them successful. First up, we have American industrialist and philanthropist Andrew Carnegie. Born in Scotland in 1835, Carnegie emigrated to the United States in 1848 and made his fortune in the steel industry. He eventually sold his company to J.P. Morgan for $480 million in 1901, the largest corporate buyout in history at the time.
Carnegie's net worth was around $310 billion.
But what made him so unique was his approach to wealth. He believed that the wealthy had a moral obligation to use their wealth to benefit society, famously writing in his 1889 essay, The Gospel of Wealth, that the man who dies thus rich dies disgrace. Carnegie's philanthropy was wide-ranging, from supporting public libraries and museums to funding scientific research and education. His most famous philanthropic project was the Carnegie Steel Company, which he established in 1901, which eventually became the Carnegie Corporation of New York, one of the largest philanthropic foundations in the world. Next, we have Mr. Rockefeller, an American oil magnate who lived from 1839 to 1937. Rockefeller's wealth was built on the Standard Oil Company, which he founded in 1837. By 1880, Standard Oil controlled 90% of the oil refineries in the United States. Rockefeller's net worth was around $340 billion. But what's remarkable about Rockefeller is how he used his wealth to shape American society. He was a major philanthropist, donating vast sums of money to universities, medical research, and public health initiatives. He also established the Rockefeller Foundation, which has funded countless scientific and medical advances over the past century. But Rockefeller's wealth also came with a darker side. He was accused of anti-competitive practices to stifle competition in the oil industry, leading to the breakup of Standard Oil in 1911. Rockefeller's wealth and power also made him a target of political and social unrest, particularly during the Progressive Era.
Lastly, we have Mansa Musa, born in 1280 in what is now Mali. Mansa Musa was the emperor of the Mali Empire from 1312 to 1337.
During his reign, he established Timbuktu as a center of learning, culture, and trade. But his wealth is what really set him apart.
Mansa Musa's wealth was largely due to the vast reserves of gold and salt in his empire.
He also controlled key trade routes, which brought him immense wealth. According to historians, his net worth was around $400 billion, but many say it was much higher. That is more than the current richest man on the planet right now, Jeff Bezos. And many say he is the richest man to have ever lived. But what made Mansa Musa remarkable wasn't just his wealth, it was how he used it. During his famous pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324, he distributed so much gold along the way that the price of gold in Egypt was affected for years afterward. He built mosques, schools, and libraries throughout his empire, and he's credited with laying the foundations for Timbuktu's status as a center of learning. In conclusion, the lives and fortunes of these men have left a lasting impact on history. Whether through their vast wealth, their philanthropy, or their entrepreneurial spirit, they have inspired countless generations to achieve great things and make a difference in the world. But it's also worth noting that the concentration of wealth in the hands of a few individuals has its downsides, from political instability to economic inequality. As we continue to grapple with these issues in the modern world, we look to the legacies of these men for inspiration and guidance. Thank you for joining us here at Midas Minds, and let us know in the comments who you think is the richest man to ever live. Midas Minds is here to turn passions and ideas into gold. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and remember, the mind is powerful.